we're going to move on because I am so excited. The expanded college football playoff is here. And to say that I'm excited is such an understatement. I'm excited for football and college football in particular. Every year, you guys know the Buckeyes are up there as my number one team. But now that it's expanded, there's magic in the air. And I want to get to our predictions in just a minute. But before we do that, I want to know quickly, who is your favorite to win it all? And what first round matchup are you most excited for? John, I'll start with you on this one since Noah leads us off with all of our picks. Who do you got winning it all, first of all?
It's a loaded question for me because I firmly believe that if Ohio State wins against Tennessee, that they will win the whole thing. But I'm not sure that they're going to win. I'd have to say it's chalk, but the most complete team who's put together the best resume, who I think can beat all of the other 11 teams, is Oregon.
Wow.
If I had to pick a team right now, if you said, here's $1,000, you got to bet it on one team, who do you have? I'd put it on Oregon. Now, like I said, if the Buckeyes win 42-14 on Saturday, I'm changing that vote ASAP, but I'm not sure they're there. I don't have a Penn State's got an easy path, but they're going to play somebody good at some point.
All right. We'll get to all the picks in a minute. I just wanted your one winner. Noah, give me your one winner.
Eric, I want to hear what you have to say first because my take is going to be hot and I want to leave it last. So who do you think is going to win?
All right. Who's going to win the college football playoff? I like John's, how he set it up. If he gave me $1,000 to bet on anybody, who would I bet it on? And I would have to think about it for about half a second before I say the Ohio State University Buckeyes. Are you kidding me? They are the most complete team. We'll get into the reasons why. We're going to talk about our picks, but Ohio State, obviously. Noah, what's your take?
Yeah, man. So you guys both said the two answers that I figured you were going to say, so I thought I'd come out of left field. I'd go with a kid from down the way who's returning for his senior season with the easiest path to win the whole thing. Eric's least favorite team in college football. Give me the Penn State Nittany Lions on a run.
I can't wait to tell you why you're wrong about that.
I hope I'm wrong too, but I had to go spicy and out of left field instead of just saying, yeah, Ohio State because I'm a fan, or Oregon because they're the 1 seed.
By the way,
Penn State has
under,
the easiest.
They're in Pennsylvania, not Australia.
I love your intros. I said down over, which doesn't make sense either, to be fair. But
down the road
over in what
State College.
State College.
That's what I thought. Okay, Happy Valley. Yeah, right. Okay. Regardless, I'm taking him because I think Drew Aller is going to end up being a first-round pick. I know you guys might be down on him. I could see him continuing to go down the path of being a very, 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 very good quarterback.
All right, hold it for that game segment because I do want to get into our picks.
Yeah, of course.
So let's do that. We have a fun template here so we can actually show our actual picks. Look at that.
Look at us go.
Right. So here's how this is going to go. Here's how this is going to go. For each pick, I'm going to ask, Noah's going to go first, followed by John, followed by myself. We're currently out of order on the screen, so let me just switch that. There we go. And that's how we're going to do every pick. So we're starting with, obviously, the first game that's coming up this Friday night. It features number 10 Indiana visiting South Bend to take on number 7 Notre Dame. Notre Dame's favored by 7 here. Both teams are getting their first taste of the playoff. Neither team has ever been in the playoff. Notre Dame's only loss came early in the season to Northern Illinois, but they don't have a lot of big wins either. Indiana, meanwhile, they beat up on everybody. They played, but they lost to their only ranked opponent, the Ohio State University. Noah, lead us off. Who do you got in this one?
Yeah, this is really simple and really easy. Give me my second college football team in the country, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I picked the Fighting Irish for one reason. I think Indiana is a bunch of frauds. I don't think they have had credit is given to them 100%. They deserve the credit for the year that they've had. It's been a historically bad program. They haven't played anyone good, played someone good, didn't win the game. Notre Dame is a seasoned program who lost a game against a bad team early. Don't get me wrong, but how many times have we seen that happen and then a team go on to win? Shout out the Ohio State championship season. I know this playoff is different. Give me the Fighting Irish.
All right, John, who do you got, Indiana or Notre Dame?
Yeah, Notre Dame is -7. I see why. The game's in South Bend, but I cannot disagree with Noah more. First of all, to call Indiana fraudulent, but saying Notre Dame is like the number 2 team in the land is wild. Both of their strength of schedule was terrible.
I didn't say they were the number 2 team in the land. I said they were my number 2 college football team.
Okay.
Sorry. And wait,
so relax on that.
Before you get into your point, you're picking Indiana here, John?
Absolutely. Yeah, Indiana plays in a good conference. They've had some decent wins, even though they haven't had a signature win. Now, they had one test on the road. That was against Ohio State. They failed it. But I went back and thought about that game. They gave away 14 points just on special teams. Like, if you can manage to punt the ball properly and cover properly, that takes 14 points off the board. And I don't think they were as bad against Ohio State as the final score indicated. That game was a field goal difference at halftime. IU has at least been tested on the road. Notre Dame hasn't played anybody. Like I said, strength of schedule is bad for both, but I'm not sold on Notre Dame. They lost to Northern Illinois at home. That is a complete and total head scratcher. And I looked up one stat for each game, not just to legitimize my own take or my own thought, but to actually dig in a little bit and do some research. Notre Dame has the number 1 rushing offense in the country. Indiana has the number 1 rushing defense in the country. If you were going to build a defense to stop Notre Dame, it would look a lot like Indiana. Give me the Hoosiers in something like 24-28 slugfest.
That's interesting. Listen, I am a big proponent of the saying you can only play the schedule that's put out in front of you. So, what more do you want from these guys and who they're going to play? That said, I do have Notre Dame here. They've just got such a balanced attack on offense. I think they're going to win the turnover battle. I have Jeremiah Love as my X factor. I think he's going to put the ball in the end zone and rush for at least 2 touchdowns, and they'll put this one away. Indiana, it's a little bit of I think you're disingenuous a little bit when you say, it was a 3-score game or a 3-point game at halftime against Ohio State. That's after Ohio State turned the ball over and did absolutely nothing. It was more of Ohio State beating themselves like we saw against Michigan than Indiana actually doing anything. They had one drive down the field that I recall in that first half. They drove the ball like 90 yards, and I think they kicked a field goal. I think they had
another good drive and threw a pick, but I get what you're saying. It wasn't a 3-point game.
That's all they did, and then Ohio State shut them down.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was 25-28 at halftime. It was like 7-10 or something, or 14-11. I don't remember, but it was close.
Well, I've got Notre Dame, and by the way, we are going to keep track of this because I want to see how we do, and then we're going to pick before the next round as well. But let's move on. Because on Saturday, in the early game, we have number 11 SMU visiting Happy Valley to play number 6 Penn State. SMU had 2 losses on the year, an early loss to BYU, and then Clemson in the ACC Championship, and then Penn State lost to Ohio State, as well as Oregon in the Big Ten Championship. Little fun fact about that, John took Penn State with the points, with the spread in that game against me, which means that he owes me an order of the world famous dumplings from LJ Shanghai. I cannot wait to cash in on that. If you guys have not had LJ Shanghai dumplings in Cleveland, please do yourself a favor and go get them immediately. I don't want to make that place busier, but she is a great person. She's hilarious too. But can't wait to cash in on that. Noah, who do you got in this game? SMU or Penn State?
Come on now. Give me Drew Aller and the boys. SMU is probably the worst team in this whole bracket. I don't think this is going to be much of a game. I think Penn State is in a better conference. I think Drew Aller is going to look fantastic. Give me Penn State and the boys. Or Drew Aller and the boys. Give me Penn State. That's simply put.
Yeah, I agree with everything Noah said, except that SMU is the worst team in the bracket. I think Arizona State is probably worse than SMU, and they got a bye on top
with a
of it.
bye,
But
yeah.
we're splitting atoms. SMU they had a good season. They should be proud of it. They've never seen anything like what they're going up against. And one of the things, I know Eric's a Penn State hater, but to double down on what my boy Noah said, we hate them because they're an in-conference rival. They play us tough and they beat us occasionally. Penn State is one of the best environments in all of college football. They're going to have a midday whiteout for a home playoff game. It's going to be ear-rupturingly loud. It's going to be about 20 degrees at the time of kickoff. This is a Big Ten football game against a team that played real hard and close against Ohio State, real hard and close against Oregon. Penn State's -8.5. I'd take Penn State -18.5. I think they roll big at home.
18? Wow.
I agree with you, John. I think they're going to win that comfortably. It's at home. It's the home playoff game. Wait out. How else can you feel this way? Eric, tell us why they're going to lose now.
You're right. I got SMU. Listen.
Stop.
If I
you just did this, so you
listen. If I were telling you how to bet on this game, I would tell you probably don't take my advice here. But I'm going to give you 2 reasons why SMU is going to win this game.
All right.
The first reason is a bad man from Texas. His name's Kevin Jennings. He's only 6 foot, but he's thrown for over 3,000 yards this season, and he might as well add 1,000 more. Penn State's soft. Give me Kevin Jennings throwing 3 touchdowns, no picks. They're going to roll. The second reason I've got SMU comes down to, say it with me, guys, James Franklin is a fraud. Listen, going into the Big Ten championship, he had his excuses lined up. We don't get as much money. False. They get more money. We don't have as big a program as Oregon. False. They have a bigger program. He had his excuses lined up like little dolls in the dollhouse because James Franklin is a terrible football coach when it matters. I think you're right. I think Happy Valley is going to be rocking, but there's a reason that this is the noon game on Saturday, the first game, because nobody cares. Penn State's not going all the way. Forget what Noah said. They're losing this game.
That's crazy. That is absolutely insane, and you're going to probably eat those words by halftime. That's just my thoughts, though.
We'll see, gentlemen. We'll see. All right. Next, we got number 12 Clemson traveling to number 5 Texas, and this one, this should be fun. Texas lost twice to Georgia, including that overtime thriller in the SEC championship. Weird mentioning Texas in the SEC. It still just doesn't quite feel right with 100%. These realigning conferences. And Clemson is a 3-loss team. They lost to Georgia, Louisville, and South Carolina. So Noah, who do you got?
Yeah, I think this is pretty straightforward. The ACC is one of the worst conferences for college football in terms of the Power Fives, or however you want to phrase that. Texas has been a hot powerhouse all season. Quinn Ewers is doing his thing down there. Is going to be an NFL quarterback after this season. Give me Texas. -10.5 is surprising to me compared to the Penn State spread, but I'll still take it anyway. I think they win by 2 touchdowns at the very least.
It's getting bigger too, Noah. I had Texas -11.5. I checked about 10 minutes before we got on, so it's still moving because the money's coming in on Texas. But yeah, I'm with you, man. Give me the Longhorns. Clemson can't score. The ACC is terrible. There's going to be too much offense from Texas. Quinn Ewers, I know, has been banged up. He looked real good for a long time. He got hurt, and he's looked a little bit more pedestrian. But they also expect Arch Manning to play a little bit, who we know is a gunslinger. I don't see a way Clemson even keeps this competitive. Texas's defense is number 1 in yards per play and number 2 in scoring defense in the country, and Clemson can't score. I don't know that it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I know it's going to be a one-sided game, so I think Texas rolls in this one too.
I'm with you guys. I have Texas here. I think they're just too strong. I actually do think Ewers is going to have a big game. Interestingly, I believe this is the largest, analytics say that this is the largest percentage chance of win at 80+% for Texas. That said, I'm not a big fan of Dabo Swinney. I hated when Clemson beat us, but I don't count him out. I do think that he's a good coach. I just I don't think he has the talent on this roster to get it done. And I think this one's going to be wrapped up pretty early. I wouldn't be surprised if he hangs with them till halftime, but I wouldn't be surprised the other way either. Give me Texas.
See Dabo hit the transfer portal.
Yeah.
He thought it was king of the world 3 years ago. Now he's like, yeah, okay, let me see what's out there. We got to do a little better next year.
Yeah. All right. Finally, in prime time Saturday night at one of the most historic venues in college football, the number 9 Tennessee visits Ohio Stadium to take on the world famous Ohio State University Buckeyes, who are number 8. Tennessee comes into this game losing twice, once to Arkansas and once to Georgia. The Buckeyes lost a thriller by 1 point to Oregon, who many have as their top team to win it all. And then another game we don't really need to mention. Noah, let's start with you. Who do you have, Ohio State or Tennessee?
I think the pick here is obvious. If you are a true Ohio State fan and you pick anybody other than the Ohio State Buckeyes in this draw, you're fraudulent. Period. And that's my thought process. The Ohio State Buckeyes are poised. Ryan Day's job is on the line. If they don't win a national championship this year, we're going to see changes in Columbus, whether that be Vrabel, whether that be some other third party like Brian Hartline, God forbid. Give me the Ohio State Buckeyes, and we're going to beat up on those stupid-ass Volunteers. Ohio State by 50.
John, I want to hear your take, but before you go, I do want to point something out real quick.
Yeah.
Noah and I came dripping in Ohio State. We're proud
Shout out
of our
Highland
Buckeyes.
throwbacks.
We are mega fans. John, give me your take. Ohio State or Tennessee?
So before I do my take, 30 seconds. Noah, you're full of crap. I am a huge Ohio State fan. I love the Buckeyes. I cheer for them harder than I do the Cavs and the Guardians a lot of times. I absolutely love them. I'm also a realist. The same way that I said, hey, the Chiefs are going to beat the hell out of the Browns on Sunday doesn't make me a bad Browns fan. That's just how I see things happening. There's two key reasons that I think there is a big difference, but there's two key reasons. One is in logic, and one is the sniff test, right? Ohio State has the most talent in the country. There's no doubt about that. But what they don't have, as a soccer term that Eric would probably be familiar with, is they're not in good form. When you look at how they've played late in the season and how they're coming into this game, I have serious concerns. The other thing is Tennessee is almost built like a Big Ten team, and they're a lot like Michigan. Tennessee's front four isn't quite as good as Michigan's, but they are exceptional. And Tennessee has more skill player positions at wide receiver, running back, outside to make life harder on our defense. If we struggled with Michigan, Tennessee is a faster Michigan. I think we're going to struggle to run the ball, and if we don't come out with a game plan that's ready to throw the ball down the field 50 times and light it up through the pass game, and we get baited into this, who can get 3 yards in a cloud of dust, I think it could end in a disappointing fashion.
Wait. First of all, that was way longer than 30 seconds.
No, this is not my take.
Give me your take. Are you taking Tennessee?
Yeah.
What?
I'm taking Tennessee because I think
fraudulent fan.
No, it's not a fraudulent
period.
Fan. The Buckeyes, I hope I'm wrong. It's a win-win for me because either I'm right here
it's not
or I
a
get
win-win
to root for the Buckeyes and keep them going. What did they do against Michigan? What has Ryan Day done in big games to give you guys confidence they're going to come into this game and play exceptionally well? I
can answer this.
I think they're going to lose. I think he's going to come in unprepared. We're going to try to run it a million times again. If he does what he does against Michigan, I see us having a real long day.
John normally has some of the soundest takes on our program. And today he's lost his damn mind. Are you
off the
first of all?
Cracker. Yeah,
I'm not saying you need to be the homer and take Ohio State just to take Ohio State, because I don't like that either.
That's what Noah said. No, that's half of it.
I wouldn't have taken the Browns against the Steelers, even though I'm a Browns game. I thought the Steelers were going to beat us, and they did. But we're talking about the most. First of all, a guy that says, "Well, if we beat Tennessee, they could win the whole thing. Come on, you can't hedge your bet both ways like that. You can't say if they beat Tennessee, they're going to win the whole thing, but they might not get past Tennessee. Ohio State is going to demolish this team. That, first of all, the fearsome SEC, it's so much louder bullshit. They're going to demolish them. The shoe is going to be rocking. Noah's right. 50 points, it might be more. I cannot believe that this is at 7.5. This should be at 15.5. It's not even going to be close. First of all, Ryan Day, I have defended him in the past, and I was very clear after Michigan that he needs to be gone. That short of winning a national championship, that's it for Day. But this is also a man who has lost a game to Michigan and then coached his fucking head off. Georgia coached his head off. We should have won that game. We got screwed out of that game. He's coached his head off against Clemson. Mm-hmm. That's what we're going to see. We're going to see Ryan Day on fire. We're going to see Chip Kelly going, let's pull out all the stops. Let's make all the fun plays. We're going to be vertical. I'm with Noah. We win by 50.
Okay. It's cold and windy. We're going to be airing it out. I hope to God you guys are right. I don't know, man. I'm not getting good vibes about this one.
We're at home, too. And I know you could say we were at home for the game and we lost to Michigan. We're at home. Ryan Day's job is on the line. He's probably lit a fire under every single one of these players' asses. I just don't see a world where a weak SEC beats a strong Big Ten team. Yeah, and said it. The SEC's weak this year compared to
Michigan is different. And I hate to say it because this is part of why Ryan Day needs to go, but he coaches them different. He coaches them scared. He understands the importance of the game, and then he goes in and he can't get out of his own way. That's not how he's going to coach this game. We're going to see the best record coach in college football right now, which is Ryan Day, by the way. That's the Ryan Day we're going to see. It's not even going to be close.
I hope you guys are right. This is not a pick of what I hope happens.
Hey, John.
This is a pick of what I think is going to happen.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
I want to extend you the opportunity to go double or nothing in dumplings. So if Ohio State wins, you owe me 2 orders of dumplings. If they do not win, you don't owe me anything.
Tell you what, you're on, but with a caveat, and you got to accept the caveat. You also got to put up an order of dumplings for SMU in Penn State.
Oh, come on. That's
terrible.
Pick. That doesn't even make sense.
That's terrible, John. No.
You're just trying to cancel out your bet. Come on. Stick behind your pick of Tennessee, double or nothing.
Behind your pick of SMU.
I said if I were to give you money, you shouldn't bet my pick. That's me clearly saying I hate Penn State. But in this instance, you actually think double or nothing. Are you in?
You said this line should be 15.
He's trying to walk his way out of it right now, so he can't.
I know he is.
You said the line for this.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
We're not playing the spread.
Double or nothing. Not this caveat with that.
Thank you,
I will double or nothing, or no, I will not.
You know what?
Noah's not even in the bet. Now he's laying down rules like he runs things.
No, he's right, though. You're picking Tennessee straight up. So you're not in?
You said the line on this game should be 15.5. You want to give me 15.5?
Why do
you think Tennessee's going to win. That's what I want.
I'm not doubling down on dumplings unless you'll back. I will double down on dumplings across the board and say whoever does better.
The only way, double or nothing, I will give you the 7.5. I think Ohio State covers the spread at 7.5. I don't care if it moves. We're doing 7.5. I'll give you that spread, double or nothing.
Sure, you're on. I'll take
All
this.
Right. Virtual shake, shake. You got to say it. Shake, shake, shake.
I got to go get my referee jersey ready for dumpling round 2 when Eric is eating a free meal off of John Sharp.
I can't wait until all I need left for my meal is the meatball, the Shanghai meatball. So we'll find another bet to do that. But for now,
could be SMU Penn State, but I guess those games don't count. Fine.